It's no secret, big corporations don't like your values.
Whole Pride-themed baby clothes.
A can with my face on it.
Starbucks will pay travel expenses to access abortion.
It's time to stop funding traitors and start supporting patriots. And I'm here to show you how. You're in good hands. I have a lot of experience in the shopping game. This is so fancy.
It's fashion meets function meets travel meets every day.
Go to PublicSquare.com or download our app and let's start shopping. It's time to take back our country, one purchase at a time. Are you ready? Welcome to PublicSquare Live. We are going to swap and shop today, but first, what happened in this country on May 30th affects us all, and President Trump deserves justice, and justice was not served. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Lara Trump, the president's daughter-in-law, Eric Trump's wife, and co-chair of the RNC. Let's take a listen to what she had to say. Thereafter, we'll start shopping. Thanks in advance for watching. This is a PublicSquare Live, Real America's Voice exclusive. I have the honor of sitting down with one of the absolute shining stars of the conservative movement. She is working tirelessly to save America while balancing the role of mother and wife. She is the wife of Eric Trump, daughter-in-law of President Trump, and also, if she needs another title or another job to keep her busy, co-chair of the RNC, Lara Trump. Lara, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Erin. Great to be with you.
So we're experiencing a terribly dark time in America. May 30th will be remembered, I would say as a blemish on the face of America. And what the liberal elites are trying to do to your family is sickening and disgusting. And let me first say, I'm so sorry for what your family is going through. And it breaks my heart on a minute-by-minute basis. How is your family doing, first and foremost, and how is the president?
Well, thank you. We're all good, and in some terrible way, they've sort of prepared all of us in the Trump family for this moment, for right now, because if you think back to the very first time people ever saw Donald Trump in a political lens, it was him coming down the golden escalator, of course, in Trump Tower. And from that day, when he came down and announced he was running for president as a Republican, he's had a target on him. They've been going after him, really unlike any other political person in history, at least in modern history. And it's amazing because not only did they go after him, but of course, they've come after all of us in the family. We're collateral damage. We're always targeted as well. But this one, you're right. May 30th was something different. Once you cross a line, it's very hard to come back from it. And what the Democrats have done now by weaponizing the justice system successfully at this point, after that verdict was read against Joe Biden's #1 political opponent, is just pure communist in tactic. And if that is the precedent we are setting in America, if that's the standard now, then think about the future. I was very proud of what my father-in-law came out and said post-verdict. He said this should never happen to any American president. And he means that. It should never happen to him. It should never happen to Joe Biden. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent. This is dangerous to who we are as a country, to be able to do something to someone where there really is no crime, where we all know, Erin, if you had replaced the name Donald Trump with literally any other name, this case would have never seen the light of day. They did everything the right way on the Trump team. The defense asked for a change of venue. They asked for a different judge, or at least the judge to recuse himself because he was incredibly conflicted. They did everything every step of the way to try to give Donald Trump at least some ability to succeed here. And every step of the way, they got the opposite. And so it is no surprise that in the liberal bastion of New York City, where you had a judge basically telling the jury, you can come out and do whatever you want, and we'll go ahead and find him guilty, that this is the verdict. But man, what a sad day for America, and really what a dangerous time for our country. It's such a shame to see.
Yeah, people who love politics like I do, one of the happiest days of my political life was when he came down the escalator, and one of the saddest days, I was extremely emotional, was when he walked out of that courtroom. And it brings you to tears because, it's disheartening and sad and doesn't show you who America is, because this is a country we don't even recognize. But the real trial is on November 5th, okay? Because this kangaroo court in New York with Biden donor, by the way, Judge Marchand, showed us that our justice system is not so just. The American people are fed up with corruption so much that they are donating to President Trump in record amounts. I heard that after the New York verdict, new donors rose by about 27%. I was one of those donors, by the way. I told my whole family, I told all my friends. But tell us a little bit more about fundraising since the jury verdict.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And I think it speaks volumes about how smart really the American people are, because I think the Democrats in some perfect scenario thought, well, no one will really be able to connect this to us, to Joe Biden. They'll see this as a bad thing for Donald Trump. This will muddy him in the eyes of the American voter. This is going to be something people say, I can't vote for a guy who's been convicted of felonies. Of course I can't do that. And it's amazing because the opposite thing happened. People were so upset after this verdict was read that in the 6 hours post-verdict, we raised a record-breaking number with our digital fundraising. These are small dollar donations, Erin. Our average donation is somewhere in the neighborhood of $29. And in the 6 hours after the verdict was read, we raised over $34 million. And you're right to point out the new donors. This is actually my favorite stat. 50,000 people donated to Donald Trump for the first time ever in the wake of that verdict. And once you donate to a political campaign, you're pretty much guaranteed that person's vote. So thank you, Joe Biden. We just got 50,000 more voters for Donald Trump. And I actually think, Erin, the number is much higher than that. Not everybody was able to donate. Not everybody came out in that way. But I think people, even maybe people who don't like Donald Trump's personality or have been persuaded by the mainstream media in some way on him, saw what happened in New York with this verdict and saw the ability of the weaponization of government against a United States citizen. And they said, wow, this is not the America I want to live in. I'm going to have to back Donald Trump come November 5th, because you're right. That will be the day when the American people render our verdict. And I believe it'll be the day we reelect Donald Trump as the 47th president.
I mean, your mouth to God's ears. And I think what these liberals are failing to realize that are cheering for this, it's not about Donald Trump. He's an easy target because he's polarizing. They're coming for everyone. Once you have ruined the justice system and created this precedent, the bets are off, you know? And
Yeah.
it's a very sad day, but just pivoting a little, you are the RNC co-chair, and just like you need another job. But
Yeah,
we know that
needed something else to do.
Just in case you weren't busy enough. And the RNC convention is in Milwaukee. It's set to take place starting the week of July 15th. Yet, President Trump is set to be sentenced on July 11th. Is there any chance, I've been reading a lot about this on social media, is there a way to move the convention up so we can get him all signed, sealed, delivered before he's sentenced?
Well, that's a good question. We're looking at a lot of different scenarios, and listen, we're just going to have to stay nimble and see what happens. I mean, there's a chance that Juan Merchan, we know how awful this judge has been to Donald Trump from the very beginning of this trial. There's a chance he says, hey, you're going to be on house arrest. So you can't actually go accept the nomination of your party in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're looking at a lot of different options in terms of what to do. Potentially, people have suggested moving it to a different date, or potentially moving the day he speaks, I don't know, down to, say, somewhere in South Florida or New York City. We don't know. We're looking at it all. But it is a shame that we have come to this place in America where you even have to consider these things. There is one thing that I think is acutely aware to the American people. It's that we only get one chance to save our country. And you look at a situation like this with Donald Trump, and now is the time. We always hear the phrase, freedom is only one generation away from extinction. It's palpable right now. So listen, I have all the faith in the world in the American voters out there. We're going to continue to work hard from the RNC to ensure a free, fair, and transparent election. We're working hard on our election integrity program. But yes, before we get to November 5th, we have to officially nominate Donald Trump. Where it'll be, stay tuned, because we still are not 100% sure what'll happen. I guess we'll find out on July 11th.
Well, yes, a couple of questions. So first of all, when is Judge Merchan going to decide what happens to President Trump between now and sentencing?
Well, that's a great question. It's a question for him. I don't know why they had to speed this trial up so quickly to fit it in just in the midst of a presidential campaign. first of all, they slow walked it, right? If they wanted to actually prosecute this crime, they're no crime. What is this? This is writing legal expenses for a lawyer. But okay, let's assume that their bookkeeping error is legit and they actually wanted to pursue it. They should have done this 7 years ago. The statute of limitations, of course, ran out on this 7 years ago. The FEC said, we're not going to prosecute this. There's no crime here. Cy Vance, the predecessor to Alvin Bragg, said, I'm not going to go after this. There's no crime here. Alvin Bragg himself, Erin, said, I don't want to prosecute this case. I don't think there's any crime here, until Donald Trump decided to run for president again and started gaining momentum. Then they said, whoa, we got to fast track this thing. We got to cram this trial in. Let's hurry this thing up. And now we have to wait over a month to get a sentencing for Donald Trump. Really? You guys sped it up so quickly just to cram it in right now in the midst of a presidential campaign? It's really remarkable to see it happen. So I don't know. I assume that this judge probably already knows what he's going to do in terms of sentencing Donald Trump. He's had plenty of time to think about it over the 6 weeks that this trial took. But I guess we'll all have to wait and see until July 11th.
Right. And you know, in Trump Tower, by the way, I lived in Trump Tower when I was a contestant on The Apprentice, and there was a big balcony, I think on like that 3rd or 4th floor. If they want to keep him in Trump Tower, put him on that balcony. Yeah. Line the streets of New York. Right. It will be absolutely iconic. And I think that's what President Trump shows us every day, that he can literally win no matter how many times they try to push him down. He continues to win. But you spoke a little earlier about how you're working on election integrity with the RNC. Tell us what you're doing, because so many people are really worried about election integrity in this country. Let's face it. We want a free and fair election.
But we have to have that. We have to have faith in our electoral process. Otherwise, you know, what are we doing here? We really can't call ourselves the United States of America. And I think people look at 2020 and they say, we can never repeat that election ever again. And we never will. I'll go ahead and tell everybody that out there. We had to learn a lot of hard lessons in 2020, Erin. I don't think anybody really understood the capabilities of the other side and the lengths that they would go in order to win. We understand them now, and we understand what we're dealing with. And with that in mind, it means we're going to have to play the game a little bit differently as Republicans. So we have said from the RNC, Michael Whatley, the chairman, and I, that we are pledging 100,000 volunteers in our election integrity program by election day, and we are well underway. We have over half of those people, I think, right now that have already volunteered with us. And we are training people not just to be poll watchers, meaning you stand in a polling location and you can view things happening, but actually work in these polling locations. You can work in the tabulation centers where the mail-in ballots. An attorney out there, we want you on our team. ProtectTheVote.com is the website to go to if you want to participate at all with us. We want you to help us ensure free, fair elections. And by the way, Erin, every single person out there, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent, should want that. We have lawsuits that we have out right now from the RNC. We have 83 of them out in 25 states. And the effort of these is to make it harder to cheat and easier to vote. And there's something else that I think needs to be very clearly said to people out there across this country. If you are a person who is going to cheat in this election, you need to know we are looking out for you. We will find you and we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. If you are a non-citizen and you vote in our election, we will find you and we will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. And that means you are leaving this country. So we need to be very clear about our goals and the way we're going to achieve them. And I'll tell you from the RNC, it is our #1 focus, election integrity. We are focused like a laser on it because nothing could be more important as we head into this vital election on November 5th.
I mean, I'm so looking forward to November 5th, but I'm so afraid too. But you make us have more faith because of all of the initiative that you're putting forward. So I got one last question. I'll get you out of here on this one. Okay, it's a hot one. So I'm not going to ask you who your pick is for VP, but who would you say are the front runners right now?
Well, I think it's very unique right now with Donald Trump. And he's always a different politician, so to speak. because I think he likes to test out different people and the way the public reacts to them, because you've seen a lot of people around Donald Trump. Who have you seen? You've seen Congressman Byron Donalds around him. You've seen Governor Doug Burgum around him. You've seen Vivek Ramaswamy around him, Elise Stefanik around him. He's had a lot of great Republicans around him. I think the good news is no matter who he picks, he will have in mind the America First platform, and that is the mantle that whoever it is he chooses as a running mate needs to be able to carry on. This is a person who is going to love this country, have the same values and views of America, and same fight for America that Donald Trump does. And so I think the great news for us on the Republican side is we really do have a deep bench. I mean, those are just a couple I mentioned because those are the people who I think you've seen out front and very involved with Donald Trump. They've been down at the courthouse with him. You've seen him at Mar-a-Lago at certain events. But I think that is the really great news for us. We have great people. And so no matter who he chooses, this will be a person that I can guarantee you will love this country just as much as Donald Trump and can carry us in to the next MAGA presidency down the road.
Well, Lara, you are just such a ray of light, and you are working so hard to save this country. Thank you so much for all that you do for your country, for your family, and for being here with us today. I know your time is limited, so thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Erin. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much to Lara Trump for being here. After the break, we're going to do our final episode of 30 Products to Swap.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to PublicSquare Live.
Whether a big box retailer's agenda has crossed the line or you're trying to support more small businesses, we're ready to help you find your new favorites from people just like you. PublicSquare is on a mission to restore the culture through the power of commerce. This isn't about boycotts. It's about helping you switch to something and someone better. We're honored to have you on this journey to ensure America remains a great place for our families to thrive for generations to come. Swaps that make you healthier are a win-win. That's why we're swapping our everyday vitamins that contain God knows what from God knows where for We Heart Nutrition Wholesome Women's Multivitamin. Designed by women who are no longer childbearing, it contains essential vitamins and minerals you need to fill in those gaps in your diet. It covers many essential nutritional needs specific to women, uses the most bioavailable forms of each ingredient, doesn't cut corners by choosing cheaper ingredients, never contains unnecessary extras. It's made, packaged, and shipped in the USA. And it's manufactured in an NSE and CGMP certified facility, which we're going to learn more about. It's also third-party tested to ensure safety and quality. To tell us more, we have Mr. Jacob Willis and his wife, Kristen, of We Heart Nutrition. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
So nice to meet you. You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
So I'm going to throw this question out, and whomever wants to answer first can take it from here. But why are you guys so passionate about vitamins?
Yeah, so I have a family history in the vitamin industry. My dad's been in the industry for over 30 years, but on the ingredient supply. But he's always been a company that was focused on supplying high quality ingredients because there is a lot of variance in quality as far as ingredients. So a couple of years ago, we were looking at a life transition. And so he encouraged us to start our own vitamin business and have a commitment to quality, but also bring forward really wholesome values. And so I think the passion started there, but also, I mean, it's grown more and more the more we've grown in taking vitamins. And I mean, we've just feel so much better every day. Our energy levels up, and just it's worthwhile and something we've totally believe in now that we're totally on board with taking them every day.
That's amazing. So, Kristen, I'll ask you this, and if not, Jacob, you can answer. I was reading, and I said earlier in my intro, that your facilities are NSF and CGMP. I'm probably butchering that. Facilities. What does that mean, and why is it important?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So basically those are the top level certifications a facility could have. There's no requirement by the FDA that products have to be made in a certified facility. It's not similar to like the pharmaceutical industry where they have these very strict regulations. ingredients do have some regulations behind them, but as far as the production goes, you really could make them in your basement if you felt good about that. But there are certain qualifications for certain facilities to have. And so NSF, CGMP are the top level. I mean, they get audited every year. It's like a 2-day audit they have to go through to even continue on with these certifications. So finding a facility that does that is really the best you could achieve when it comes to the manufacturing of your ingredients and your products.
Right. So many people at home, I know I do. I'll sit there and I'll take a vitamin and I'm like, how do I know this is what it's supposed to be? And those facilities pretty much guarantee it. And in that same vein, you also have third-party lab testing?
That's exactly right. And that's something that we didn't know when I've had 4 babies. I'm pregnant with my 5th baby now.
Oh
and
my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you. During our first 4 pregnancies, I just bought from a big box store. I had no idea the difference between supplements, the bioavailability, the third-party testing. I didn't know any of that. It was only once we started looking into making our own brand that we really learned what all of that meant. So you're exactly right. Not all products are third-party tested, but when they are third-party tested, you can trust that the company is putting in what they say they're putting in. That's why we always say we have wholesome supplements, but we also have wholesome values. I honestly think that's why we get 95% of our customers, is because they trust us as a family to know that we're going to always do the best thing, even if it's not the most cost-effective thing.
And I know that gives people a lot of assurance. So tell me about this Wholesome Woman's Multivitamin. I have it here because you guys so graciously sent it to me. By the way, the packaging is beautiful. Can I pull one thing out of here? Hold on one sec. This little sign, I don't know if we can zoom in on it, but I'll tell you what it says. It says, pro mama, pro baby, pro life. So you're definitely a like-minded patriot that shares the values of so many of our PublicSquare viewers and shoppers. But anyway, you can talk about your values and then you can tell me about the vitamins specifically.
Absolutely. Well, when Jacob came to me with the idea that he wanted to start a supplement brand, I was like, there are so many out there. Why do we need another supplement brand? And so that was the biggest thing. We wanted to have a mission behind what we do. We wanted to have a purpose that was different than what everyone else was doing. So we actually give back 10% of all of our sales to pro-life pregnancy care centers. And that's been the sweetest part of this entire business. It's been incredible to be able to support life, to actually make a difference, to go visit the centers that we're supporting and know that they're doing life-saving work. So we include that little sticker in every single order that we send out. And then as far as the women's multivitamin goes, it's highest quality. We've got 23 ingredients in there that are all the most bioavailable form, like I said, which means your body actually absorbs it. It's all packaged in glass, just like that bottle that you're holding has a bamboo top. So we really have not cut any corners. We, like I said, took the cost kind of onto ourselves up front, but it really has paid off because our customers see a big difference in how they feel and even just the packaging and the quality of it.
Right. And that's why this swap process we've been doing is so important, because we can buy vitamins from anyone, but I want to buy them from a like-minded patriot like you guys who share my values. When you said you give back, these other companies out there, they're funding abortions and transgender surgeries. When you take this, you're not only going to feel better because there's so many wonderful things in here, but you're also going to morally feel better. I absolutely love that. And wait, as they say on actual shopping channels, but wait, there's more. It's made, packaged, and shipped right here in the United States?
Yep, right out of Dallas, Texas area. There's where our CGMP manufacturing facility is, and then our fulfillment centers there as well.
Wow. Well, you guys are doing an amazing job. I appreciate you being here. Are you going to offer on PublicSquare.com a code for us to shop with a little bit of a discount?
Yeah, so the code PSQ will get you 20% off your order. And we do have vitamins all the way from preconception all the way to postmenopause. So we do cover all stages of life for women.
Checking every box. Well, congratulations on your 5th baby. I have one, and I am just so taken aback by people that have the ability to have all these wonderful, beautiful kids in a big family. I know you guys are doing a great job. And will you please keep us posted when the baby's born?
Yes. Of course.
What are you having? Do you know what you're having?
We're going to be surprised, so we'll find out in 4 weeks.
So you're doing 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you. Okay, send us pictures. We'll put them here on the show.
Oh,
Thank
perfect.
you.
Thanks, Erin.
Thank you so much. So now it's time to grab your cell phones and scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about PublicSquare Live on Real America's Voice and to shop all of our great products. Let's wash our clothes with another great swap. It's called Dandelion Naturals Lavender Laundry Detergent. It's handmade, safe, effective for the whole family, and a great option for those of us or our children who have sensitive skin. Not only will this natural detergent clean your clothes well, but it will also leave them smelling fresh, clean, and naturally soft. The CEO and founder is Michelle Hamilton. She's here, and she has amazing stories about laundry and life. Michelle, you went from nursing to soap making. Big jump. How'd that happen?
Well, it happened in 2002. 22. I was a nurse for 21 years, still am, but I lost my license during COVID, during the COVID mandate. So my exemption was denied at Mayo Clinic. So I was left without my career that I have known for a really long time. So I decided to start something up, something completely different, following my passions, and it's going really well.
So hold on, let's dig into that a little bit, because you said you lost your job over an exemption. I'm guessing that's the vaccine?
Yes.
And a religious
correct.
exemption, a medical exemption, you know, not to delve into personal issues, but basically you asked for an exemption and the Mayo Clinic, where you're saving lives, said no.
Correct.
Well,
A religious exemption. Yep.
Well, you know what? God works in mysterious ways, because now you have a very successful product. I love it. I want to open it because I just think it's I can smell how amazing this smells. And it's the French lavender. Tell us everything we need to know about this.
Like you said, Erin, it is completely safe and effective for the whole family. It's very basic. It's actually really easy to make your own laundry soap, but we make it in very large batches and people are loving it. It works well. It's just got a few simple ingredients. We make our own soap bar that we shred up and place in there, and then it's just got a few other ingredients. We only use essential oils for scent. There's no nasty chemicals. It's a great replacement if you're looking to get toxins out of your life. It's the first step, really, that I recommend starting with.
So getting toxins out of life. But I'm looking at this label right now, and if we look at one of those drugstore/grocery store brands made by huge corporations that probably don't share our values, I'm 99.99% positive. If we look at their ingredients, it's probably things we can't pronounce. Here, it starts with shredded, handmade, dandelion natural soap. That's number one. Sodium bicarbonate, which I think, if my chemistry serves me well, that's baking soda.
Correct.
Got an A in chemistry. And sodium borate and lavender essential oil. Oh, and I skipped sodium carbonate. So these are all natural ingredients. That's 1, 2, 3, like 5, 6 ingredients here. I mean, you don't see that anymore. That's wild.
And it works. That's the best part.
The best part, it's working. I know so many kids and so many adults have sensitive skin. I actually had an allergy about 2 years ago to a new detergent when I switched. My whole entire face had an episode. That's not going to happen. What about all these kids that have eczema? Do you recommend this for them?
I do, 100%. We do have 4 scented options as well as an unscented option. So I always say to start with that if you have super sensitive skin. And I haven't heard any negative reactions from it.
And you know what's nice about the lavender? Doesn't lavender have like calming properties? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, it does. I always recommend it for your linens. I think it's a really nice smell for your linens. It's very fresh and relaxing.
Well, you have such an amazing brand and such an amazing story. I know that although you were really great at saving lives, you have just a great aura about you, and you're really great at soap making and laundry detergent. So thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to tell everyone I know to buy this, and I can't wait when I get home to open this and wash my linens.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Michelle, thank you so much.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to PublicSquare Live.
We all have dishes. We all wash dishes. We all should be swapping our dishwasher detergent made by greedy liberal corporations for one that is all natural and made by an American family business. It's called Alpinia All Natural Chef Soap. Use this chef soap to wash your hands, your dishes, your kitchen utensils, your cutting boards, all of your produce. It's safe on all kinds of surfaces. Crafted with a harmonious blend of olive oil, shea butter, castor seed oil, this soap provides a nourishing and hydrating experience. The infusion of coffee grounds and Dead Sea salt offers a mild exfoliation. It's perfect for tackling kitchen residues while neutralizing odors. Embrace the tradition of culinary genius Julia Child, I think that's what she sounds like, who used sea salt to conquer kitchen aromas. Our friend Katie Lane is here. She's the co-founder of Alpinia, and she's going to tell us more. Hi, Katie.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I hope you like that introduction. I got it all out there.
You nailed it. That's exactly what this soap bar is all about.
Perfect. So I always like to look at the ingredients, and I was so impressed here. We have olive oil, castor oil, shea butter, all the things we said. I also am obsessed with the Dead Sea salt and coffee grounds. Why are these natural ingredients so relevant right now?
Because they work, and they're so good for our skin. You know, with the Chef Soap Bar, you're using it on a daily basis, whether between cooking and cleaning, washing, like you said, washing those pots and pans. And the key thing is that I really like about this soap bar is that it's great for cleaning your wooden cutting boards. So it's not going to have any of those harsh detergents. And the olive oil is also going to be conditioning the wood, just like it's conditioning our skin. So it's not going to dry out our hands. It's also conditioning your wooden utensils and your wooden cutting boards.
Right. So I also noticed that this, it's a bag, but in this bag, it is in a bar form. So you see a lot of dish soap in a liquid form. Why is this better?
Well, your liquid soaps are just 90% water. It's useless. And then out of the, extra 2% in there, it's a detergent, which is not helping ourselves, our body, and harmful to our pots and pans. So this soap bar is made with 100% olive oil, well, actually 90%, but, and then the shea butter and the castor seed oil. So these are pure oils, and it's made the old-fashioned cold process method. So after I make this soap bar, it sits on my curing shelves for about a month, which creates this really nice, hard, solid bar that lasts a really long time. So you're not using over and over plastic bottles and throwing them away. You just take your little brush or a sponge, just lather up the soap bar, and you're off and ready to go.
Wow. So I think we should do one of those unboxings like all the kids do these days. And I'm going to open this up. We're going to see what this looks like. And I know you have one right there with you, too. But I want to smell it. I want to touch it. I want to see this. Absolutely. And by the way, this is a substantial size. This is not tiny.
No, this is a big bar. So it'll last a good time.
And the fragrance is absolutely unbelievable.
So the cool thing about the lemon essential oil that I use is I actually found a local farmer here in Florida that are growing the citruses, and they're distilling it themselves. They're a 4th-generation farming company, and the son actually took it over just from growing lemons to a full distillation service. So I just thought that was so amazing. So our lemon essential oil is made from Florida lemons.
Made in the USA, right? So there's something you said when we first started talking. You said when you make these, you are making these.
Yep. Small batch by hand. I'm mixing it up in a little pot. So yeah, it's an amazing process. I actually have a YouTube channel too that I show making the soap, so they can always check that out at Alpinia Labs on YouTube as well.
That's so cool. So the coffee grounds in here, were you just laying in bed one night and said, I have an idea for exfoliant?
Yeah, natural exfoliant. I didn't want to use any synthetic ingredients. And between the coffee grounds and the Dead Sea salt, like you said, that is one of Julia Child's things that she would say about odor neutralizing for your hands. Always use salt and coffee grounds because it's going to get all the gunk off your hands, but also kill the odors of salmon, meats, all that stuff.
Wow. So that's really interesting. So you love baking. How did you go from someone who loved baking to a full-blown brand of products?
It was just that evolution. I loved baking, but maybe I didn't want to bake so much. A lot of excess sugar is not so good for us. But I loved looking into ingredients, and that's when I found soap making. And I love that making cold processed soaps, you can take different ingredients, olive oil, shea butters, cocoa butters, blend that up, and it actually looks like cake batter when I'm making it. I pour it in loaves and I let it sit and I see the amazing results. So it just fed that love for me of learning about different ingredients and how to make them into amazing products.
Well, this is going to be my new favorite, I can tell. And I appreciate you being here, Katie. And I know you're not that far away from us in Florida. So next time, let's do this live in the studio.
That sounds amazing. I'd love it.
All right. Thanks for being here today.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. So Katie and Alpinia are offering a limited time discount. So go to PublicSquare, the app or online, and enter the code 30SWAP at checkout. Happy shopping. This is going to be one of your favorite swaps because finding the perfect bed sheets and pillowcases can be absolutely impossible. Look no further. With American Blossom Linens, we've got the Cotton Percale bed sheet set. These crisp, soft, luxurious cotton sheets will give you a great night's sleep, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. 100% grown, spun, and woven, even sewn in the United States. To tell us more about it is a fellow Philly girl, Janet Wishnia. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Erin.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Finally got everything. I'm so happy to have these in my possession. I'm already obsessed. I have so many questions for you. First of all, what is percale? Am I even saying that right? And does thread count even matter, or is that a scam?
Yes. So percale is a weave. It's like a 1 over 1 under weave, and people use it. It's good for sheets because it's very breathable. And the answer to thread count is no. Thread count is really it's not the determining factor in a good quality sheet. There's a lot of other things that go into it. The thread quality, the type of fiber, the way it's woven, the way it's spun. And most important really is how it feels to you.
Right. That makes so much sense. So when you feel these, they are really unique. I'm not in the sheet business, so you've got to tell me, how would you describe this? I love the feel of these.
Well, they're hotel style sheets, but they're also like the sheets your grandmother had. So the fabric is a little bit thicker than virtually any other sheet you can buy, in the department store. So they last a long time. They feel heirloom. They feel old-fashioned.
They really do.
That's what a lot of people describe them as.
And you sort of feel the quality, right? You can just feel that they're high quality. And I understand how in the summer you're going to stay cool and in the winter you're going to stay warm. These are totally not those big box stores, the Bed Bath and whatever they're called. These are special and different. And you said 100% USA.
100% USA. The cotton is grown in the US. The yarn is spun. It's woven. It's, finished, which they either put no color on it, which we have a natural color, or it's bleached to make it white. And it's sewn in the United States. Everything done in the United States with United States workers.
That's amazing because so many people are trying to
see their picture right there. That's some of them, not all of them.
Oh, wow. So those are your actual workers, the people helping?
They're the actual employees. Yep.
Oh, wow. And I see a lot of smiles there. That's so amazing.
A lot of smiles.
You know, when you talk to people, they say, I want to buy things that are only made in the USA. And this is one of those products we just have to get behind. Why are we continuing to give our money to the Chinese Communist Party and countries that literally hate us? And we need to support our own country. We need to support our own factories and workers and manufacturers. This is absolutely essential these days.
I agree.
I agree too. Well,
yeah, I agree.
Are there any special washing instructions for these?
Well, we tell people not to wash them in hot water. Actually, we suggest you wash it in cold. On the tag, there is washing instructions, and we also have it on our website.
Perfect.
But today's detergents are made in such a way is they clean very well in cold water. So, and you want to wash them gently. You don't want to be harsh. You don't want them to shrink. We also say not to dry them on the highest heat either.
Good to know. So tell us about your journey with this company, American Blossom Linens. You have had a long sort of background in this area.
Yeah, I've been working in this industry for over 40 years. This is a family business. I'm one of the family members. The company was started by my grandfather in 1931 and has grown since then. I guess we're the third generation working in the company. My father and his brothers was the second generation, and I work in the company with several of my cousins.
So family business, made in the USA. There's so much to love. Seeing right there all of the beautiful workers who you are keeping employed, who are right here in the United States. Janet, thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing your journey and your product. It gives me hope and gives me inspiration. And I know I'm going to support this business.
Love them. Go on the web. We have lots of good reviews. People will love them. And we have a 2-year happiness guarantee.
Oh, perfect.
If you don't like them, we will take them back.
Well, I know everyone's going to love them. We love you. And I hope to see you back with me here real soon. Thanks, Janet.
Great. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Stay tuned for more swaps. But remember, you're not just shopping. You're part of a movement. Let's make a difference together with PublicSquare Live. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to PublicSquare Live. We'll be right back.
Marianne's journey with Apple Valley Natural Soaps began in 2010 with the development of products to help care for her children's dry, itchy skin, as well as her father's irritated, eczema-prone skin. Apple Valley Natural Soaps is more than a business. It's a mission. Marianne's goal is to glorify God through this business and help her customers find the joy and beauty of using natural skin and hair care. She believes that through your sense of sight, touch, and smell, you'll be reminded that it can be the simple pleasures that bring memorable moments. Apple Valley currently donates at least 10% of its profits to organizations that are near to her heart, including, but not limited to, the Amnion Crisis Pregnancy Center and Marianne's local church. Elizabeth Buchanan owns several large residential and vacation rental cleaning services and needed a workhorse product that would be safe for her staff's health and pH balances to use on every surface of the home. This led to her creating her own. Nurtural's cleaning products work wonders as a degreaser, bathroom, kitchen, floor, and all-purpose cleaner. The products are great for people living with pets, allergies, asthma, and the desire to live in a chemical-free home.
When you see a product online, you might like it or even love it, but when you actually get to hear from the owner, founder, creator, and CEO, you learn so much more and build a stronger connection, and you really become invested in the product. And that is precisely what happened when I spoke with Jack Licata of Bag Ups. Today we are swapping our garbage bags with Bag Ups. Now our actual swap is the refill bags, but this is part of a cleaner, easier to use trash system, and it's all available on PublicSquare. The best parts of Bag Ups, it makes a difference to the environment. Super strong and biodegrades within 2 to 3 years, puts veterans and people with disabilities to work, and this is a great way to support a veteran-owned business. Buy products that are 100% made in the USA, just like this one. All right, so Jack Licata is here with us now. Jack, how are you?
Hey, Erin, I'm great. Thanks for having us on. How are you?
I'm excellent. I can't wait for you to tell the story to our audience that you told me when we spoke. So how did your time in the military help you develop Bag Ups?
Well, when I was in the military, I was a nuclear missile launch officer. So I was underground for about 8 alerts, which is about 16 days a month. And 1 day a month when I came up, I had to work in the office. And at the end of the day, one of the duties was to change the garbage. And not that it's beneath me to change the garbage, but it was just inefficient. I said, there's got to be a better way than the bags being stored over here and then having to go down the hallway to get other stuff. I said, why aren't they all in one spot? And I couldn't figure out why they weren't. So there had to be a better way. So I invented one. And what we invented is called Bag Ups. And what that does is it puts the garbage bags where they belong, which is in the can, and it protects them so that if one breaks, garbage doesn't get all over all the other bags. Some people do pack garbage bags into the bottom of their can, which is kind of great. But if one breaks, it defeats the purpose. And then you don't want to put your hand in the can to get the box out to refill it. With this system, the box will come out automatically when you get to the last bag, and then you can just simply refill it and start again.
So I'm looking at the box.
That's a little bit.
I'm looking right now. So you're going to have to show us a demo, but first you drop down, then you pull up, then you get it out, and then you get refills. So it's pretty easy, right? Show us exactly how it works.
Okay. So, you're going to just tear this off, drop this. So there's in the 13 gallon, there's about a month's supply if you change every other day. So you're going to drop this into your garbage can. Okay. So now it's on the bottom of the garbage can. And then, okay, when the bag is full, I happen to have some garbage ready to go. So when the bag is full, you're just going to change it as you normally do. But the next bag is going to be automatically there. Okay. So you would tear it off, or you could. And then once you get to the last garbage bag, the whole box is going to come out just like this. You're going to snap this off. Okay. And then you're not going to waste this box. What you're going to do is you're going to open it, and then you're going to refill it with the refill rolls that you can get. And then you're going to start again. So nothing's wasted, and, you start again, and that's pretty much how it works.
I've never had someone on air say to me, don't worry, I have some garbage ready. So that was a first. I love it. Well, I know that you also exclusively hire veterans and those with disabilities. Why is that important to you?
Well, I tell you, this is really why. What happened to me was right before I was going to get married, my fiance unfortunately got into a car accident before the days of airbags. It would probably be a simple accident now, but she's head injured. And I built a group home. She's in a group home now, unfortunately. And I spent 10 years with her in and out of different rehab hospitals. And I got to spend time with the disabled population, whether they were veterans or non-veterans. And what I realized is there isn't one single person on the planet that chooses to be disabled, whether you were born that way or it happened during, the war or an accident. And I said, if I can ever help this population of people, I'm going to do it. And as I was developing bag ups, I met somebody at a trade show that said, hey, there's this whole network of occupational centers that employs veterans and people with disabilities. Otherwise, they'd be sitting home all day long. And I said, take me to this workshop. And as soon as I got there, I was in love. I was in love with the people. I was in love with who they were. And now they're not defined by their disabilities. They actually define themselves by what they do. So, I'm the bag ups person. They'll just be so proud that they make bag ups. So we employ, through occupational centers, 100% disabled people, whether they're veterans or not veterans. That's the only thing we're going to do. And people have said to me, oh, well, why don't you go to China? Why don't you go? No. I don't care. I don't care if we could do it cheaper. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in making a difference in this country for these people and, for the environment. That's why we make our product out of biodegradable plastic. And we make the cardboard that eventually, if you do throw the box away, you recycle it. And we ship through the U.S. Post Office, so we don't add extra to the carbon footprint because the postman's already coming to your home. And we sell refills so that everything we do, is about making a difference.
Wow.
For, where it's made, when it's made, how it's used. Okay. And we take the worst job that people have in their home and we make that job easier for people too.
That's what I was going to say. I definitely have asked my husband a couple of times too many to take out the trash. And this now, at least you can think to yourself, I'm taking out the trash. And every time I do this, I'm thinking of a wonderful person that may or may not have certain disabilities or limitations. We're putting them to work and it's biodegradable. And isn't it all also made in the United States?
100%.
Wow.
100% made in the United States. And if you want to get specific, in New Jersey, for now. Eventually, we'd like to expand to other occupational centers as our demand grows. So listen, the more you buy, the more people buy, the more people, veterans and people with disabilities will put to work, and we'll find other occupational centers in other parts of the country that'll work with us. So that's our mission.
Wow, Jack. Well, thank you so much for sharing this amazing product. Oh, there we go. That's the right way. And thank you for your service to this great country, and God bless you. And let's do this again, because this is truly one of my favorite swaps.
Now, Erin, and thank you and thank PublicSquare for the support they've given us. And it flows down to all the people that make bag up. So really big thank you to PublicSquare, what you stand for, the people behind the scenes, the whole organization, and to the consumer that's buying through PublicSquare. It's a real partnership. And boy, if I could just take you to the occupational center and you could see how happy the people are that make bag ups, you would really get the difference you're making by buying through PublicSquare.
I appreciate it. It feels really nice to work with people on a daily basis who share your values and are doing such great things for people in this country and making them in this country. Do me a favor, next time you go to the occupational center, can you send us a video?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. People have to sign off on if they're getting videoed, but we certainly will do the best we can for people that give their, permission.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Erin, and thank you, everyone.
Are you a freedom-loving, hardworking American who loves this country? Are you a patriot who is fed up with the wokeness that has overtaken our corporations and all of our institutions today? If so, you're going to love Patriot Shave Razors, and it's our Freedom Forged Razor Starter Kit. So the Freedom Series razors are here to remind us what makes America great, and that's freedom. We will never forget it, and we will always fight for it. So the Freedom Forged handle, which one is included, is polished alloy with etched freedom on the logo, no slip rubber grip, and gently pivoting head. The cartridges, 4 of which are included, they're premium quality German blades with aloe and vitamin E lubrication strips for a smooth, clean shave. And the 4-blade included also has a trimmer edge blade. So I think you have everything you need here. And there's a bonus item, which is a reusable blade cover, and it's included in every kit. And this is best for guys who prefer a premium quality shave. When they want to switch from those woke brands. Remember when Gillette a few years ago said, they used to say the best a man can get, and then they went to like toxic masculinity and everyone dropped them? Yeah. So let's get rid of Harry's. Let's get rid of Gillette. The Freedom Forged razor is smooth gliding with solid response thanks to the weighted handle, and it's a quality shave without being liberal. So we have this patriotic alternative to other razor companies who love taking your hard-earned money and putting it to causes that don't support your values. So we have faith, family, freedom, tradition. Let's shop with a razor company that respects you and supports your traditional values. We're going to shave with freedom, and now we're going to introduce you to the entrepreneur, Kyle Steltz from Patriot Shave Razor. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Erin.
Did I do a good job explaining all the features and benefits of these amazing razors?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very simple product. We sell shaving razors for hardworking men and women who believe in traditional values and believe that traditional values are what makes America great.
So how did you turn your value proposition and what you believe in into this brand? It seems like we all feel patriotically, but you decided, hey, I'm going to turn it into a business and I'm going to turn it into razors.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans these days, I found myself being very careful and aware of where I'm spending my hard-earned dollars to, and decided rather than being a consumer, I decided to start a business and offer Americans an alternative choice. We believe in the free market and giving Americans alternatives, and so really identified this as a consumer product where if you're a traditional values Americans, there aren't a lot of good choices that necessarily align with traditional values. And so we wanted to give Americans another choice, something else that they can choose from. So that's really what we stood up the business for. And of course, we're a values-based business, but in addition to that, we sell a very high quality product at an affordable price, which is important in this category.
I swear, I saw that Gillette commercial. It was probably about 3 years ago. And they went from being so pro-masculinity to yelling at 2 little boys. And they were making fun of the expression, boys will be boys. And, you know, I just thought that it was really missing the mark. And now we've seen it with Bud Light and all of these other brands that have gone woke. And it's just not our values. And it's so nice to see. It's really a breath of fresh air to see someone like you that not only has the quality in the products, but also the values. But what makes these razors so great? I'm just holding this right now, and let me tell you, it's got a heavy feel to it. You can tell that this is a really, really high-end product. What to you makes it so special?
Yeah, well, I think like any other razor, it's going to give you a great shave. But what really sets it apart, I think one thing is if you look on the handle, it has freedom etched on it right there. Every time you pick up the razor, you have a small but subtle reminder of what we think makes America great and what we're fighting for and what's under attack these days, which is freedom. And so we wanted to make sure that Americans have that subtle reminder of what it is that makes America great. And we think above all, that's freedom. So that's really what makes the razor unique.
Right. So now I know you believe in two genders, and I know we don't want men in women's sports or our locker rooms, but are ladies allowed to use these? Because I sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I steal my husband's razor.
Absolutely. It happens all the time. We do have a ladies line as well, but we have many female customers who love to use the Freedom Forge handle. They like the look of it. They like the weight of it. And so it can go for either the man or the woman, and whatever your preference is. So we definitely have ladies who are stealing their razors from their husbands.
It happens all the time. So how has your experience been working with PublicSquare?
It's been great. It's been fantastic. I see PublicSquare as very much aligned with our values and fighting the same fight that we're trying to fight. And so when we think of our core values that are part of our logo, faith, family, freedom, and tradition, those very much align with how we view PublicSquare. And so I think that we're very thankful for what PublicSquare is doing. And when we look at all the supporters of PublicSquare out there who realize that voting with your wallet is more important now than it has ever been. And so that's really what we're all fighting for, and trying to create an alternative market for consumers who want to have those choices and who want to align their spending with their values.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. Kyle, thank you so much for being here from Patriot Shave. We appreciate you. Have a good weekend. And thank you so much. And I know, we're also doing the discount at checkout on PublicSquare, right? 30 swap?
That's right. Discount code 30 swap. And we have a special promotion going on right now. So use discount code 30 swap.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much for watching PublicSquare Live. We want to hear from you. If you love PublicSquare or love any of our products, send your video testimonials to marketing@publicsq.com. And don't forget to tell your like-minded friends, family, and colleagues to download the PublicSquare app or visit our website. Happy shopping.
See you next time on PublicSquare Live.